What's going on YouTube? Welcome to another episode of the Friday Vape Club. As always, your host Squidly Tris, back for another vape review for you. So today we are looking at the Lost Vape Thelema. This is a kind of a pod system. So you got a battery here, you've got the pod system in the top, and yeah, you vape away. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. If this isn't just the sexiest little device you've ever seen, then you don't have a set of eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive down. We're going to take a real quick look around this thing, and then we'll jump back up top here. We'll do pros, cons, all the good stuff. So stick around and watch this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for me. Do not forget to smash that like button for me. Drop a comment down below, and let's roll this intro. Alright, this is a closer look at that Lost Vape Thelema. So a couple of quick specs for this. It is primarily made of zinc alloy, and you do have leather on the back here. It is 101 millimeters tall, it is 35 millimeters wide, and it is 29.4 millimeters deep. It does have the Quest chip in here, which is a pretty decent little chipset. It does have a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which you can charge via USB-C. It does 5 to 80 watts, has a res range of 0.12 up to 5 ohms. So let's take a quick look at that battery section now, shall we? Down the side here, you've got the Thelema. You do have an airflow slot on this side and an airflow slot on that side, so you get dual airflow into the pod system, which is pretty cool. You've got you got the leather on the back, very nice touch, and then you've got Lost Vape down this side. Underneath, not really much to write home about. You do have some battery venting, that's about it. And then down the front here, you do have a little window for your pod, so you can see how full your pod system is. You do have your fire button. You've got a very nice looking screen, battery level indicator, you got your resistance, your wattage, you've got everything you need, and you can change the color of the screen, and you do have your up and your down buttons, and this does go up and down in 0.5 watt increments. Now, there is no menu system, so to speak, but you can change the color of the screen by pressing the fire button and the up button together, and then you can change the color. So that's kind of cool. There are all your preset colors down the bottom. And if you want to reset the puffs, you hold the down button and the fire button and you reset the puff counter. That's it for a look around the battery section. Let's take a look at this pod, shall we? So up the top here, you do have a 510 drip tip. This can be removed and you can add your own custom 510 drip tips in there. You do have a grommet on the top here. You simply lift it up, and that's how you fill the pod. It is a very, very big fill slot. To remove the pod, you simply just grab it and pull it out. Now the pod is held in place with 4 pretty large magnets, and that means this thing is not going to move at all. It will not come out. This is not going to come out at all. So the pod is a little bit of a plug and play pod. So once the pod is done, you can pull it out and remove it and just slide another one in. Now this is also compatible with their Ultra Boost, the Lost Vape Ultra Boost, and the RBA deck. Unfortunately, I don't have the RBA deck to check. With the pods, you can also close that airflow down, and you can see I've got one little hole, which is more of like a mouth to lung setup, and then back to fully open. That's it. The pod itself will hold 4 mils of liquid, so you're getting a lot of liquid in a pod, which will last you all bloody day. So yeah, that's a quick look at the pod. Very easy, snaps back in place. The cool thing is once you take the pod out and you put the pod back in, it doesn't reset anything. It stays at that same wattage. I really like that. All right, that's a quick look around the Thelema. Let's take a look at the packaging. This is the packaging for the Thelema. Really nice packaging, Lost Vape. Got some information on the front. You've got a nice picture there as well. Usual back of box bullshit. Let's get into it. All right, in this package, you do receive a couple of spare O-rings. You get a thinner, smaller drip tip, more for like the mouth to lung style, smaller bore. You get a USB charging cable. You do get a 0.3 ohm coil head, as opposed to the 0.2 that comes with it as well. Mesh coil head, pretty big wicking ports. You do get a pull-out style user manual, and you do get a warranty registration form. All right, the Lost Vape Thelema. Let's jump back up top. Let's do the pros, cons, price, and if I think this is the best or the worst device ever. I have got the 0.2 ohm coil head in here, running it at 49 watts. Let's take it for a toot. Oh yeah. Okay, so you can see you push the button and it works. So let's talk about the pros and the cons. All right, the first pro for this is just how good this looks. Look at this. If this really doesn't scream sex appeal, I don't know what does. It is one of the best looking devices I have ever seen. And that is real leather. When I opened up the package for this, you get a waft of leather. It is absolutely awesome. Love that. So yeah, real leather. Bloody Lost Vape. Oh, you just treat me with all the good stuff here, mate. Love that smell. Love that smell. Another pro, you do get some pretty decent flavor off the coil heads. I'm not gonna say it's the best flavor I've ever had because that would be an absolute lie, and I don't wanna lie to you. We built this relationship, we built up this trust. It's decent flavor. It's like an average of maybe 6.5, 7 out of 10. If this was, the flavor's kind of like me in school. It's like a C+, B- student. That's the flavor of these coil heads. The airflow's pretty good. I do like the airflow. I love the ability that you've got the dual airflow slots on the outside, and then you've got the AFC on the bottom of the coil, so you can really tailor the airflow. It's a very smooth, open airflow. I like that about it. There's no turbulence to it. It's just a nice inhale. One of the other pros that I like, and this might not be for everybody, but it really suits me, is that there is no menu system. It is straight up wattage. All you get is wattage. I like that. I like that there's no menu system. Now, in saying that there is no menu system, you can change the color screen. You just hold one of the buttons down and the fire button, and it scrolls through the screen. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. It makes it a little bit more customizable, and that's cool. I dig that feature as well. But I don't need the temperature control and the variable voltage and all that other shit. Doesn't need it, doesn't warrant it, so they left it out. Great thinking, Lost Vape. The other cool thing about this is it's got a 3000 milliamp hour battery in here. That's pretty dope. I dig that. That gives me battery life for days. Vaping this at 49 watts, you're not gonna have to charge it. Well, I mean, depending on how frequently you vape it, but you'll probably get 2 days out of a battery. So that's pretty cool. The last pro, which is just an aesthetic pro for me, I like the way the grommet has been integrated into the pod. It makes it very non-obtrusive, and you don't really notice it too much. Really ties in with the look that they were going for and the high-end feel of this device. So that's the pros out of the way. Let's talk about these cons. So when using this for the last week, there's nothing that has really irritated me about it. The only thing I would say is that flavor could be slightly improved. I haven't found it to be the most flavorful vape out there. And when you've got something as good looking and as great quality as this, I was really a little bit disappointed in the flavor of those coils. So that's the cons out of the way. Let's talk about the price for this, shall we? Price. So what is the Thelema going to set you back? A little bit of Google fruit around the internet. I found it on sale from 50 to 60 bucks in the States. And at the time I couldn't find it on sale here in Australia, but I'm sure if it's 50 or 60 bucks in the States, it'll probably be somewhere about that $80, $90. Now, I couldn't find it in Australia at the time of recording. By the time this is released, They're probably selling it, and I'll probably get a lot of comments. I found it on sale for $75 in Australia. Cool. Well, fucking tell us where you got that from so other people know. Don't just drop that link and tell me I'm an idiot. I already know I'm an idiot. I already know this. You're not telling me anything new. Just educate other people. Right. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the rating system. I've got a rating system on this channel. If you haven't seen the channel before, well, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. And secondly, I've got a rating system. It goes from best device ever, worst device ever, nothing in between. So I just give it the best or the worst. So if I had to give the Thelema a rating out of best device ever or worst device ever, absolutely no categories in between, I do give it the best category. And that is solely, I'm such a superficial person. That is solely based upon the looks of this. If the Lost Vape Thelema could get the flavor of, say, the Oxva or the Vaporesso PM80, then this would be hands down one of the greatest devices ever made. But I think there could be some slight improvements with the coil head and the flavor that I get off this. But that's about it. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoy it. Like always, please like, please share, please subscribe. And remember, YouTube, keep it cloudy.
A Gotta Slut production.